Hello all, welcome to Gurukul CAT 100 series, a series designed to take you from your study room to your corporate boardroom. I am Deepak and this is Daily Quant with Deepak. Hi everyone, welcome back to day 28 of 100 days to CAT Quant series. In this video, we will be discussing 5 questions from algebra. So whenever you come across a question on the screen, pause the video, try solving that question. Once you're done solving, you can resume the video. And in case if you want to attempt these 5 questions as a test, you can always log into our portal, the gurukul.org.in. Right, you can find that link in the description. Right, all you need to do is you need to sign up and then log in. You'll come across a course called 100 days race to CAT, in which you'll find 3 sections: QA, LRDA and VRC. We will be uploading 100 tests in each section. If you are a CAT 2025 serious aspirant, you cannot afford missing these tests. So without any further delay, let's get started with the first question. Now coming to the first question, how many terms in the expansion of x minus y power 50 will be negative if x and y are positive real numbers? Now let me consider a binomial a plus b. Now if you have a plus b power n, how many terms will be there in the expansion of this binomial? There will be exactly n plus 1 terms. In the expansion of any binomial raised to the power n, there will be n plus 1 terms. For example, a plus b whole square. Let me place the value of n as 2. So this will be a square plus b square plus 2ab. Right, so you have 3 terms. Now a minus b whole square. Now this will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. Right. Now if a and b are positive, how many negative terms are there in the expansion of a minus b whole square? You have only one negative term. Why? Because b is positive, minus b will be negative, minus b raised to the power 1 will be negative. And if you observe, this is positive. Now because this is minus b whole square. Right. So when minus b is raised to even power, it end up with a positive value. When you have minus b raised to an odd power, it will be negative value. So same logic can be applied here. We are asked to find how many negative terms are there in the expansion of x minus y whole power 50. So you'll be having 51 terms in total. Right. Now how many odd powers of minus y are possible? We can have minus y power 1, minus y power 3, minus y power 5, so on till minus y power 49. Now how many terms are there from 1 to 49? You have 25 terms. So in the expansion of x minus y power 50, there will be 25 terms which are negative. Now coming to the second question, find the number of terms in the expansion of x plus y plus z whole power 30. So x plus y plus z whole power 30. Now this is a trinomial. Now whenever you have a trinomial of the kind a plus b plus c power n, the total number of terms in the expansion of this trinomial will be n plus 1 into n plus 2 by 2. So here the value of n is 30. So 30 plus 1, 31 into 32 by 2. Now this is 16. So 31 into 16, 31 into 10, 310, 6 into 30, 180, 6 into 1, 6. So the answer for this question should be 496. Now coming to the third question, how many integer values of x satisfy the inequality x into x minus 3 less than 4x minus 12? So in expansion we have x square minus 3x should be less than 4x minus 12. So x square minus 7x plus 12, this should be less than 0, strictly less than 0. It's not less than or equal to. Now let me factorize this. So I can write this as x minus 3 into x minus 4. Now this should be less than 0. Now for this to be less than 0, one of them has to be negative and the other should be positive. Right. Now you have 3. Now when x is greater than 4, okay, now what will happen? When x is greater than 4, this will be positive, right? And this will also be positive. So you will be having positive values when x is greater than 4, right? Now what if x lie between 3 and 4, right? For example, let me take 3.5. So 3.5 minus 3, 0.5. 3.5 minus 4 minus 0.5, right? So the result would be negative. So for any value between 3 and 4, the value of this expression x minus 3 into x minus 4 will always be negative. Now what if x is less than 3? Now let me take x as 2. Now 2 minus 3 minus 1, 2 minus 4 minus 2, minus into minus plus, right? So for all the values of x less than 3, now this expression will be positive, right? Now what was asked? How many integer values of x satisfy the inequality? So x into x minus 3 should be less than 4x minus 12. That means this has to be negative. So the value should be between 3 and 4, excluding 3 and 4. You cannot include 3 and 4. If you include 3 and 4, this becomes 0. Now 0 is not less than 0. 0 is equal to 0, right? Now how many integers are between 3 and 4? 0. So the answer for this question should be 0. Now coming to the fourth question, Mr. Sharma distributed rupees 24 among his grandchildren. Had there been 4 grandchildren less, each would have got a rupee more. How many grandchildren does Mr. Sharma have? Right. Let me consider the total number of grandchildren to be n. In the first case, let us consider that Sharma had given p rupees to his each grandchild. So n into p is equal to 24, because he had distributed a total of 24 rupees among his grandchildren, right? Now in the second case, had there been 4 grandchildren less, so if the grandchildren number of grandchildren is n minus 4, then each would have got, if he had distributed the total 24 rupees, then each would have got 1 rupee more. So then each will be getting p plus 1 rupees. Now this is also equal to 24, right? Now first let me equate these two, because the right hand sides are equal. So n into p is equal to, if I expand this, you'll have np minus 4p plus n minus 4. Now I can cancel these two, right? Or 4p plus 4 is equal to n, or this implies n is equal to 4 into p plus 1, right? Now we have n in terms of p. Now let me substitute the value of n as 4 into p plus 1 here. Then you'll be having 4 into p plus 1 is equal to 24. Now this is 6. So you have p into p plus 1 is equal to 6. Now p plus 1 are two consecutive numbers. Now what are the two consecutive numbers that will give us a product 6? 2 and 3, right? So the value of p has to be 2, and this becomes 3, right? So what was asked? How many grandchildren does Mr. Sharma have? Now we have the value of p. We need to find the value of n. So if this is 2, there are 12 grandchildren. So the answer for this question becomes 12. Now coming to the fifth question. E and B attempt to solve a quadratic equation of the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now this is the actual equation for which a and b should be solving for the roots, right? Now a starts with an incorrect value of b and ends up getting the roots as minus 3 and minus 5. On the other hand, b uses a wrong value of c and obtains the roots as 6 and 2. Based on this, you are required to find the difference of the correct roots. Now let alpha and beta to be the roots of this, or the correct roots of the quadratic equation. So alpha plus beta, this should be equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta should be equal to c by a, right? Now a starts with an incorrect value of b, so he would have considered the coefficient of x square correctly and the constant term correctly, right? So instead of b, he would have considered some other value, let us say dx, right? Now if alpha 1 and beta 1 are the roots of this quadratic equation, what would be the product of these two? C by a. Now what are alpha 1 and beta 1? Minus 3 and minus 5. So can I say C by A is equal to minus 3 into minus 5, 15. Right. Now if alpha and beta are the correct roots of the quadratic equation, right, alpha beta is equal to C by A. So product of the correct roots of quadratic equation should be 15. Right. Now on the other hand, B uses the wrong value of C. So he would have considered correct values for A and B, and instead of C, he would have considered some other value E. Now for these two, right, he got the roots as 6 and 2. Now what would be the sum of the roots? Minus b by a. Now minus b by a would be 8, and if alpha and beta are the correct roots of the quadratic equation, right, so the sum of the roots should be minus b by a, which is 8. So alpha plus beta should be equal to 8. Now we have the values of alpha plus beta, alpha beta. What was asked? We are asked to find the difference of the correct roots. So alpha minus beta. Now given with these two, we can use identities. Alpha minus beta whole square is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. Now what is alpha plus beta whole square? 8 square 64 minus 4 into 15 60, which is equal to 4. Now alpha minus beta whole square is equal to 4. Now what is the difference of the roots? 2.
Hope you enjoyed learning from today's session.
This series is designed to help you with your CAT preparation and practice daily. We are with you in this journey.
To watch the next video, click here. And to watch Gurukul's CAT 100 series, study room to boardroom, the entire playlist, click here.
If you learned from today's session, like, share, and subscribe.